All right, so Biden and Putin talked. We have somewhat differing statements from the two sides. The Russians said that the talks were overall a success, and that Putin warned Biden against major sanctions, that this could lead to major actions by Russia. It's unclear exactly of what those are, if it would be dissolving the diplomatic relationship completely. Gilbert Doctorow has a good article on it. It's on the blog at antiwar.com as of today, so you could check it out there. And one of the things he's saying is that there's a lot of things that Russia could do, including at least starting to threaten strikes against NATO military assets in certain countries, which could provide some kind of interesting problems going forward, and I'm sure would be used as propaganda by Western warlords, but at the same time, maybe would be understood as a threat. And look, if Russia fired, let's say, one missile at some kind of missile battery that the U.S. maintains in Romania or Poland or something like that, what would the U.S. do in response? Would it see that as the start of a war, or would it decide that it wasn't worth it to respond to that like low level Russian attack or something like that? So there's a lot of interesting stuff in that Dr. O article. I recommend checking out. He's not claiming that that's definitely the path. He's just saying like, hey, this is one of the many options that could be on the table here, and something that the U.S. I think really needs to consider. The Biden administration Biden laid out two paths for Vladimir Putin. Apparently, they said either you could engage in like serious and substantive talks, or a path of like resistance or something like that, and that would be met with more U.S. sanctions. So I'm not sure how much progress was made here, but that the Russians called it successful was a good sign, and I'm expecting more reporting on this call, hopefully, to come out in the coming days. Maybe something specifically was discussed, but it seems like both leaders kind of just said these are our thoughts and red lines right now, and that seemed to be a lot of what happened actually at the previous video chat between Biden and Putin. So we are about 10 days now from the start of talks between the U.S. and Russia on the security proposal that Russia put forward. It will be Wendy Sherman, who's the Undersecretary of State. Not exactly a great sign leading the U.S. side in the talks, although it's not somebody like a Victoria Nuland, and that would be terrifying. So there's maybe some okay news there, but yeah, that's what I have on the Biden-Putin talks. That's the reporting that I'm seeing now. Somewhat more optimistic, I think, somewhat more positive from the Russian side, although Putin's did include a warning that was somewhat ambiguous and yet to be seen exactly what he is trying to convey with that warning, and then Biden presenting the two paths from the U.S. All right, that's where I'm wrapping up for today.